Hey there everybody, Nimpok here. We're going to go straight into the Wooded Kingdom. Welcome back to the tutorial for beginners any percent. Of course this isn't the most optimal route. You know, spamming text, same thing as every kingdom. But, well, this route is pretty much the same as optimal, but the reason I say that is because, you know, it's just that, okay, yeah, skip as fast as possible. So what I should show here is right when this bunny's here, obviously you'd be shaking here. Do this, go a little to the right, well, usually he goes to the right. You could just throw your hat at him and homing and it'll slow him down. This is actually really bad, but you know, this one should be one of the easiest bunnies to get in the game, but I was trying to do it while explaining. I usually make sure my hat isn't in there right now. I would usually long jump. Now this rock with the 4 bushes around it, you want to pick it up, and usually this would take forever to break and it's RNG, but if you just run it into the rock, it'll instantly break. This is where coins will first come into play. So you get the coins and buy the powder moon, and that's the first 3 you'll get in this small area. Now, one of the difficult jumps is coming up. There's a few in this. I mean, not difficult, but it'll take a little bit to get used to. You can ground pound jump, but you want to jump here, or triple jump here, I mean, and do that. That's not too difficult. The next one coming up is, however, and you will likely bonk when you first try it. You can ground pound jump and stuff here, but what you want to do is ground pound jump, cap dive, and then do that. You could just jump multiple times, you could throw your hat. There's multiple ways to break those nuts, but that's the fastest way there. Tucked away inside the tunnel, you got 4 already. Hit the switch. And then we'll do this. So now we have this guy. Some people think it's faster to do that. I'm not sure if it is. No one really timed it. You can just jump out of him here because that's not how you're gonna break it. I mean, you can like do this, but you know, you'll want to technically like ground pound it. But I mean, there's no point in doing what I just did. Normally you just go up to it, you get out of him and just do that. What I do here is I long jump. You can land, but you'll want to throw your hat so you won't have a animation where you don't take damage. Normally you'd want to do the like little dive, the dive controls thing into there. Now this room can be difficult and intimidating at first because you could take damage. What I do there is I just kind of usually backflip, but I did that and that works too. Get this, and then once you get this one, do that. But yeah, I'll explain again that some of the things in this video won't be fully optimal. You want to grab this one, and then you'll have 7 already. Now, something coming up I'm not going to do for the sake of tutorial, because I'll explain it, but because it's pretty easy to explain, and you could watch the record if you're confused. But coming up, there's a spot where you could fall in the deep woods, and unless you don't really care, deep woods basically means run over because you can't teleport out of it. So what we want to do is get in this maze, and as soon as you get the moon you want to head back out. It doesn't save much time, so I recommend as beginners to not do that. I'll show it when I go back, but that you could long jump cap dive. It can be risky if you're not good with your cap dives, so I'm not going to show it for beginners, but you know, it's obviously useful. You don't have to bring it up all the way, because something I forgot to mention is these guys. If you shake it, like if I go like this, it brings me this high. If I shake, it brings me that high. That'll be useful soon. And once you get up there, break those blocks, you could just exit out if you're doing that route. It's not that the jump's hard, it's that okay, so normally I would throw it at him. I just wanted to show you could also jump on him, but you know, do that, and then before you grab this moon, you're gonna wanna do that. And what I do here is I usually, okay, well I did it wrong, but I bonk on purpose because then you could bonk and grab it. Moons always stop your momentum. Obviously you wouldn't want to take damage there, because it takes a second to refill your health. There's a few times in the few times where you can take damage and it's okay, but you know, we collect this moon. We're already almost done with wooded, 5 minutes in, and obviously I'm not being fast and trying to describe stuff. But next coming up, there is a jump you could do. It's really difficult. You can triple jump off that wire and cap dive to get on that. I'm not going to do it. This is the part where you wouldn't fall into the deep woods, but it's best as a beginner to do this. And then what I do here, I long jump a little bit. You can roll. That's when I get up to, well, you can, if the platform's down there, you could do this. I would ground pound. If that's what I just do if the platform's low. There's this P-switch to bring you down there, but it's much easier and faster to just long jump. You can cap dive if you think you're not going to make it. There's this P-switch to go down there, however, you can die if you miss it, but you just cap jump with a long jump and you're up there. So now we are going to collect 2 more in this area. And collect this guy. There are other ways you can go around, it's not that much slower. But I find that triple jump easy and stuff. You might find it difficult if you want to just go around. Break that. You're going to want to hold the B button or your jump button, whenever you use for jump, and shake, and then immediately, well, I'll explain this for a bit. You want to shake and do that. If you don't feel comfortable with the jump, you could wait for this thing to be up, because if you fall, it's a time loss. And then shaking would just be faster here. Once you get this one, you don't have to use the uproot anymore. And you could just go on to here. We're going to have a multi-moon approaching and showing how to fight this boss. This boss is always the same in any kingdom, because we will fight him one time later in the run. Just throw it. If you jump fast enough, you can just have one of those cap jumps. What I do is, as soon as he does that, I jump. The only thing it's going to be different with is moon physics. You could also jump on him twice. What I do is, when he tilts back, I jump. When he's about to charge. Again, you can immediately, you can grab those coins, but honestly you'll have enough if you just do Sphinx. But if you're not, and you do a more complex route, you want to get all the coins you can get. And once you do this, this is when we would be just about done with wooded. We're going to do hopefully 2 more kingdoms in this route, because the next one's really short, and the one after that's pretty short. There are a lot faster routes of what of the kingdom after this next one, 2 kingdoms from now. You want to skip this because there's another mission that we don't do. We just throw it in here. Gonna have 45. Now what's gonna happen here is we're supposed to be going to Metro. I'm sure you've played this game before, and you probably should if you're gonna speedrun it. But you get shot down by Bowser and stuff. We're skipping cutscenes though, so viewers wouldn't know that. It would say we're going to Metro, but we actually have 2 kingdoms before that. And honestly, your first run, it might take a while to get Metro, but honestly, you won't be too far into the run if you get good in getting to Metro. Just spamming through this, and then right after he says goodness what that, you skip this, and you skip another one. Unlike the missions, this one, after you skip that movie, as soon as Mario's done walking, you can just move forward. I usually hit this thing, and then I long jump cap dive. If you die, obviously you lose time, and then I just do that into shaking. Now, this level is really all a fight. That's really all it is. He's gonna throw his hat. You don't want to stop it too close in. What I do is, what everyone does is they hold it, get close to him, and he would normally do shockwaves, but if you stop him right there, shaking's faster. I'm just doing that because it's easier to spam Y, but obviously it's faster to shake. But in this run, he just does that. He opens those 3 up, do that, and then hold it up. Don't hold it too long because he'll bring it back to him eventually. You see, it's much faster to shake. Only 3 hits on this guy, and he doesn't do the fire like he would do at the end. spoilers, and do that, do that, do that. You want to just shake. When he does that, I jump closer to him just because it's faster. What I do is I split on the fade out of this. Then after the fade out, you would want to, after you split, you want to spam the plus button and skip this. You can do splits at different times. I just prefer on the fade out because it's easy. I mean, of course, you only have to split at the beginning and the end. You don't need splits, but I'm just explaining those. We're going to do one more kingdom in this video. You want to spam jump. I didn't do it right away. And I just spam B here after skipping that cutscene. There is a jump with this. I think one of these trees here. I think it's let me look. It's this dark green one right here. We're not going to do it because it is a bit more advanced, but you'll basically do a triple jump cap dive. Now you don't want to get past this because Klepto will steal your hat, and that'll lose a lot of time. What you want to do is get up there. And do this. Get up to this cage. I recommend going a little left here so it doesn't trigger. And when this guy, I get up on this rock. This is obviously not the optimal route because we didn't do the triple jump, but I'm just trying to show the easiest route. Now, if you're using a pro controller like me or Joy-Cons, you can spin and do this, but I recommend shaking it to the left, and it'll do this. This is one that and of course optional to get. Then this butterfly. If you get too close to him or too fast, he'll run away. So you can be like right around here, hold this and then shake. If you get too close and miss it, you could hold and then get him off screen and it'll hit him. But that's not too bad. You want to make sure you home in on him. It makes it easier, like a lot easier. Okay, so this one most people wouldn't get as well. And then you just, this is the easiest route I would say. But okay, so when you're here, you're not quite high enough to work where you need to be. This jump could be a little difficult, but I'm used to it. You just want to make sure not to bonk on anything or just not fall. And then after you get that one, you immediately go to this one. I just find long jumping easy there and cap diving. Get that secret and you already have half the ones you need. Cappy will say that soon. Now you want it. Oh shit. Yeah, so you want to activate Klepto here. As you can see, I'm losing a shit ton of time because he grabbed me. If you bonk there, that will happen. But if you activate him and don't die, it won't be a problem. So you know, now you'll have an idea how much time we lose here, because we don't have our hat, and there's so many things we can't get right now. If you fail this, I mean, I would usually reset, but you can grab this down here, but I'll show you how to grab it there. And I mean, it's probably good that I got hit. You don't want to grab this the checkpoint usually, based on how this is. Then you just want to do this. Just gonna go over here, wait for him to get close to landing, and then, I mean, this is optimally something you wouldn't do because it loses like a minute. But it's good to show because if you mess up and you want to keep going with the run, that's what you do. But normally you would land on here, activate him, he would jump back. And the easiest way to do this is this. There is triple jumps and stuff you could do with this jump, but I long jump, cap bounce, and grab it. Then I would immediately go backwards with a cap dive, just so I don't fall in the poison there. Now, a problem I have with this usually is if I throw my hat, I grab that guy. Normally you would just get this one next, or not this one, what am I talking? Oh yeah, I already got this one here, didn't I? Oh wait, no. So if you do that, it'll already be like this if you're doing the Klepto. But normally you would have to hit it. But you throw it at this guy. Now, there is a way to do it, but I recommend just damaging here because it'll do that. Now, normally in a fast run, you would be missing one moon. I forgot which one they cut out. You can do that without damage, but that's the easiest way. Below the cliff's edge. Now we have one more. Now, I should mention, there's a one below the bridge where we death warp to get, but if you're doing this easier route, you'd want to just get this one and then teleport. But the death warp would bring you right back. But the problem is if you miss it, you have to activate Klepto again. And problem with that is it takes some time, and if you don't activate them again, you'll have to do the Klepto thing. So it's a time loss if you do that. I mean, you could hit the checkpoint if you need that. But, you know, you get an idea how much time you lost if that happens with Klepto, so I'm kind of glad that happened. This one's similar to the split there. It goes like that. I split right here. Press A, skip cutscene, and that's going to be enough for this video. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stop right at this text. And I'll see you in the next video for Metro and probably Snow as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see